On number 6, remember we're talking about a pizza that got cut into 10 pieces. We have 7/10 of a pizza minus 4/10 of a pizza. So the denominator always stays the same. And remember, the denominator's on the bottom. Our fractions are always part over whole. And the denominator's on the bottom because the nurse comes in before the doctor. So our denominator stays constant. If the pie got cut into 10 pieces, it's still in 10th size pieces. So we just subtract across our numerators. Same thing with addition. So 7 minus 4 is 3/10. And then when we come here, 3/8 plus 2/8 is 5/8. The denominator stays constant. And then 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4. And do we remember that? Let's take the word fourths as an example. Anytime we see that THS, that means we have 4 pieces. We don't have 4 whole pizzas. We have one pizza that's been cut into 4 pieces. Same thing with eighths. That THS tells us we have one whole that's been cut into 8 pieces. And same thing with tenths. So when we're talking about fractions, we're always talking about pieces of something. We don't have that many whole things. So our hour hand is the shorter hand, and we're in the 5 o'clock hour. So I've got this shorthand in the 5 o'clock section. And then it's afternoon, that's always post meridian, PM. And then it says it's a quarter past. So if we cut the clock into 4 pieces, the first quarter of the clock is that first 15-minute section. So my minute hand would need to be here. So a quarter past 5 in the afternoon means 5:15. Because when we were here, we were at the top of the 5th hour. So we're in the 5th hour, and we're 15 minutes past it, or a 1/4 piece of the clock past it. And we have to do some regrouping here. So when I look at my ones place, I cannot do 3 minus 6. If the bottom is bigger than top, to my neighbor I will hop. So now our tens place has 0, and I carry the one I borrowed to the right. 13 minus 6 is 7. I can do 0 minus 0, so I have no sets of 10. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. So 207. And then on this one, I can't do 0 minus 8. If the bottom's bigger than top, to the neighbor I will hop, and I borrow from the left and carry it to the right. 10 minus 8 is 2. Now I've got to reevaluate in the tens place. I can't do 1 minus 5. If the bottom is bigger than top, to my neighbor I will hop, and I borrow from the left and carry to the right. 11 minus 5 is 6, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So we would read that number 462. And then I see the word estimate. And that always tells us we've got to round the numbers before we do any kind of operation for them. And we estimate and round numbers to get them simplified so that we can do the computation mentally. We can just do it in our head and get a roundabout answer. So 27, I'm going to round it to the front number or to the tens place. I'm going to circle that neighbor. This neighbor is 5 or above. So I'm going to give that a shove to 3 sets of 10. And then the number 52, I'm going to round it to the front number. So I'm going to underline it and circle the neighbor. That's 4 or less. So I'm going to let that rest at 5 sets of 10. So to estimate the sum, which means addition, of course, of 27 and 52, I'm going to use their rounded version of 30 and 50. So this would be our answer choice here. We talked about that orally, so we're good there. And then on number 10, before I do this addition, I like to rewrite that problem vertically and maybe even use my place value house to keep all of the place values lined up nicely, especially when I have a decimal. So on number 10, let's read these numbers first. A decimal says and $395.37 plus $841.65. So a quick place value reminder, the whole dollars go on the left side of our decimal, and there are 2 slots for the cents on the right side. And when we get into cents, we're talking about pieces of a dollar that we have. So here is the first one, nice and lined up and written vertically, and we're going to have to do some regrouping or some carrying. 7 plus 5 is 12, so my 2 goes down, and that set of 10 goes on the rooftop next door. So that from left to right, even though it's at different levels, that reached 12. 1 set of 10 and 2 singles. Don't forget to add in your carry. Some of us were forgetting that before spring break, so I like to circle it. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 6 is 10. So my 0 goes down and my 1 goes to the rooftop next door. If you want to, you can go ahead and keep that decimal lined up and drop it on down. Don't forget to add your carry. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. 9 plus 4 is 13, so my 3 goes down and my 1 goes to the rooftop next door. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 8 is 12. And then we always go from the ones place, 1, 2, 3, and my thousands comma, and don't forget your $. So this number would read $1,237.02. On this one, there's no $100 place in the second number. So this is when lining up our place value is going to be very important. So right here I have my $426.37, and now I'm putting in $69.90. So 60 always means 6 sets of 10. So I'm going to make sure and put it in the tens place. $69.90. So there are no sets of $100 in this number. So I can put a little dash there, I can fill it with a 0, or I can leave it blank. And now we're ready to do the addition. 7 plus 0 is 7. 3 plus 9 is 12. So my 2 goes down, my 1 goes to the rooftop next door. I can go ahead and line up that decimal and drop it down. 1 plus 6 is 7. Plus 9 is 16, so my 6 goes down. My 1 goes to the rooftop next door. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 6 more is 9. And then 4 plus nothing is 4. And don't forget your $, or I'll pay you in jelly beans. So $496.27.